Subject verb agreement. Subject verb agreement is a very important topic. Usually, students they believe they are good in it, but mostly what happened, they are fail to understand what is basically subject verb agreement. This is the topic where students they commit a lot of mistakes, and whenever a question has been assigned to them related to correction of errors, they cannot easily find it out because with the passage of time, they do not make this topic complex. That's why they are failed to find out errors. Those are related to subject verb agreement. And without subject verb agreement, we cannot write any sentence correctly. So, in fact, subject verb agreement is what? Whatever your subject is, according to the subject, use your verb. This is called subject verb agreement. Let's check. Being able to find the right subject and verb will help you correct errors of subject verb agreement, which is very important. Basic rule. A singular subject, she, will, car, takes. A singular verb is, goes, shines. Whereas a plural subject takes a plural verb. It's a very common and very easy rule. And most of the time, students are familiar with this rule, especially the students those are in higher classes or higher grades. But the problem is with the passage of time, this simple basic rules sometimes become complex. As students, they do not focus on its complexity. So that's why they are fail to use correct subject verb agreement order. For instance, the list of items is are on the desk. Apparently, it's very easy to point out what is the right option. But sometimes students even get confused within this basic rule. If you know that list is the subject, then you will choose is for the verb. The list of item is on the desk. This is correct option is, because here we are not talking about items. We are talking about the list. So that is why, because the list is the subject and subject is singular. So that's why we have used is, we have opted is. Now we are moving ahead. A subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. This is a key rule for understanding subject. The word of is the culprit in many, perhaps most subject verb mistakes. People usually get confused because of the use of. They cannot understand the right subject. This is the basic problem. That's why students they use verb in a wrong way. For instance, if here we check the example, hasty writers, speakers, readers, and listeners might miss all too common mistakes in the following sentences. For instance, the incorrect is a bouquet of yellow roses. A bouquet of yellow roses lend color and fragrance to the room. In fact, here in this sentence, speaker is talking about bouquet. Bouquet is basically what? It is subject. So when we are talking about bouquet is singular. We are not talking about yellow roses. In fact, we are talking about the subject, which is a bouquet. So once you understand either your subject is singular or plural, then it will be easy. And because of, Many people cannot understand that either this will contain singular subject, singular verb, or plural verb. So please keep it remember, of should not make you confused. We are talking about here bouquet. Correct is a bouquet of yellow roses lands color and fragrance to the room. So it's lands because we are talking about bouquet. We are not talking about yellow roses. The performance of the students was or were excellent. Again, here your subject is performance. So we are talking about performance. That's why correct option is was the performance of the students. So whenever you have of, do not get confused. Keep it remember here your subject is the performance. Neither of them, neither of them. It means we are talking about no one among them is here. Is the correct option. Let's move towards the second rule. Two singular subjects connected by or, either or neither nor require a singular verb. Example, my aunt or my uncle is arriving by train today. It means anyone, either aunt or uncle. Anyone is coming. So what does it mean? It means we are talking about singular one. That's why is neither John or Carmen. Neither John or nor Carmen is available. So neither nor means no one is available. It means we are talking about singular. That's why is. It doesn't mean you can use plural word. Then either Kiana or Cassie means any one of them. It means we are talking about singular subject. That's why is as a verb we will use means singular subject, singular verb. Again, if you have or either or neither nor, in that situation, your verb will be singular. The rule number 3. The verb is an or, either or, neither nor sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. A very important, a very significant rule. Most of the time for students, it's very difficult. Such type of errors are in front of them, but they cannot point it out. They are failed to rectify because they are not familiar with such rules. Before this, we discussed in the rule number 2, or, either or, neither nor. In such situation, your verb should be singular. But there is another rule, which is also very important, that you have to focus which noun or pronoun is closest to them. In that situation, you have to decide either your verb will be singular or plural. Let's see examples. Neither the plates nor the serving bowl goes on that shelf. Now see, neither the plates nor the serving bowl. If you focus here, which thing is close to the verb? Bowl, serving bowl, or plates? Of course, bowl, serving bowl is close to your verb. So when it is close to your verb, you have to decide according to it. And what is bowl? Bowl is singular. So that's why you will use goes, not go. Let's see another example, and the same example we are going to use in an opposite way. Neither the serving bowl nor the plates. Now see, plates are close to verb as plates are plural. That's why we have used go. We have not used goes. So again, you have to check the closest one. According to the closest one, you have to decide that either you are going to use singular verb or plural verb. When you have or, either or neither nor in your sentence. Rule number 4, as a general rule, use a plural verb with two or more subjects when they are connected by and. Yes, no doubt. It's a very general, common rule, basic rule. When you use a plural verb, when do you use? When you have more than one subjects, and mostly when they are connected by and. But sometimes, for instance, here, a car and a bike are my means of transportation. A car, a bike. Which means both are separated. That's why we have used are. But note these exceptions. Sometimes you have exceptional cases. That's why once again you are failed to point out such pointers and you cannot find out the error. That's why you are failed to rectify the errors. Breaking and entering. Breaking and entering are used as a compound subject here. Breaking and entering is against the law. The bed and breakfast was charming. So the bed and breakfast, both are used as one. That is why we have opted singular verb, helping verb. In those sentences, breaking and entering, then bed and breakfast are compound nouns. Whenever you have compound nouns, in that situation, your verb, main verb or helping verb, it will be always, it will be singular. You need to understand this rule. Once you will be able to get this rule, you can easily apply it whenever you speak or you write. Rule number 5. Sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by such words as along with, as well as, besides, not, etc. Sometimes it happens. After subject, such words have been used as well as like phrases. It's a phrase as long as along with, it's a phrase. Besides, not such type of words or phrases are used after the subject. These words and phrases are not the part of the subject, so you need to keep this pointer in your mind. Ignore them and use a singular verb when the subject is singular. Let's check the examples. Example will clear your idea. The politician. Now see, after politician, along with the newsman, right? So don't get confused to see newsman because we have already asked you along with as well as besides. If such type of words or phrases are used, think about it that these are separated. These are not the part of your subject. And then you just need to focus your subject, either it is singular or plural. According to that, you have to insert correct word. Here, politician is used, not politicians. So as the politician word is used, so that's why as it is it is singular. So that's why your verb should be singular. The politician is expected shortly. Excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of her shaking. Excitement. As we have already asked, as well as along with such type of phrases or words you need to avoid. And now the excitement is singular. So that's why we have used is. I'm trying my level best to explain these all things in a very slow way that you would be able to get my points. Last point of our today's video, with words that indicate portions like a lot, a majority, some, all, etc. Here, when we talk about, okay, now here, when we talk about for this rule, you need to be very careful. Rule 1 given earlier is reversed. Whatever we have discussed in rule number 1, here it will be against that rule, reverse of that rule. And we are guided by the noun after of. In the rule number 1, we discussed about the of. After of, whatever we have, we are not supposed to think or see. In rule number 1, we have discussed that we have to focus the area which is rule before of. But here you have to use a reversed rule. If the noun after of is singular, use a singular verb. If it is plural, use a plural verb. So here you have to do one thing. If after of your noun is singular, then you will use singular verb. If it is plural, you have to use plural verb. Let's check the examples. A lot of the pie has disappeared. Rather than a lot of, you have to focus the pie after of. Right? The noun which is used. If it is singular, then you will use singular verb, otherwise plural. So here the pie is what? Pie is singular. So that's why has. Then a lot of the pies. So here pies more than one. So have. Then all of the pie is gone. All of the pies. Then next, all of the pies. Now here, plural after of. So that's why we have used are. Some of the pie. So again, pie is what? Singular. So is. Then some of the pies are missing. Here, pies, plural. So that's why are. So rule number 6 here. If you have a lot, majority, some in that situation or all, in that situation, you have to focus on what? After these phrases or words, if of is used, so you have to check after of. If noun is singular, then you have to use singular verb. If it is plural, so you have to use plural verb. I think now this point should be clear. And these all points were those we have usually observed. These are difficult for students. Apparently, they believe they are well in these, but mostly what happens, somewhere they stuck and they cannot understand what is the problem. And now hopefully you have a very clear concept. You have to tell me in the comment box that were you really familiar with these all rules or any specific rule which you have come to know right now, or you had no idea of any rule before this. Meanwhile, I'm signing off. Thank you for watching the video.